So you were telling us about your finance career and how you left that career and took big steps to change what you were doing. There's so many people, I feel like, who want to do this, entrepreneurs, people who want to work on independently. What steps did you take?
It is. It's a scary leap, especially when you have the stability and you have the income. And at the time that I did it, I did not have, well, I had a husband, but I was putting him through business school. I also was pregnant with my first child.
Wow.
You know, I think one of the things to think about is, the truth of the matter is, I had been doing it for a while on the side.
Okay.
And for those people who are thinking about doing this, don't wait. It isn't all or nothing. It's beginning to build up the things on the side, getting things in place, whether it's a website, whether it's a client, whether it's incorporation. You can start putting those steps there so it's not, you know, just flip the switch one day. I remember I had my first client before I had a company name. And so I just basically told my company, I said, I'm taking a day off, I'll see you tomorrow. And I went to JP Morgan and trained for a day.
Wow.
I was very open with it about it with my employer. And that's a choice people have to make, whether or not they want to put that out with the employer. But sometimes companies can be very supportive, and your company may end up being your first client if you have a related, you know, business. For me, training, all of my former organizations could be clients. So that's one thing to think about, is to start kind of laying some groundwork on the side. Two other ideas. One, talk about it. Talk. If you're not passionate and excited to tell people what you're doing, what you're thinking about, and what you want to do, then maybe that's not the thing you should be doing. Because if you can't talk about it, people aren't going to know, and they're not going to come up to you, which this is exactly what happened to me, at an animal rescue event that you're chairing and say, hey, Michelle, I hear what you're doing. Would you like to meet my boss? She's the head of IB training at JP Morgan. And I'm like, yes,
Sign me up.
yes, please, yes, please. And literally, that's how I got my first client.
Wow.
So talk about it. And the third thing I will do, and this is the really practical step, and this is the base. This is the financial. Understand what you need at a minimum to bring into the household so that you can breathe. And whatever that is, 10,000, 30,000, 50,000, I don't care. That's your base. And you need to think about how to cover your base. So in my industry, in my company, my base was through teaching at NYU as an adjunct professor, coaching faculty at NYU, being on the faculty of the American Management Association, and being on Rutgers Executive Education. So I had pretty guaranteed, pretty known income coming in from 4 sources that would manage my base. And then I could be a little bit more selective or test different types of revenue streams and see what I really liked, what I was best at, where the revenue was coming from. And you can breathe when you know you have a base.
Yeah.